start by filling in her brows. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer, and this is actually my first time trying it. I was using it on this client, and I was spooling out her brows, and then I'm going to start with light strokes in the front. I'm not going to like press too hard until I get towards the back because you want it to be like a gradient effect, and I'm just following the natural shape of her brows, not doing anything crazy. But as you see, I'm going to in a second you're going to see like how I draw hair-like strokes in the front to make it look a little bit more natural. That's just how I like to do my clients' brows, but it's definitely up to you. How do you like to do them? But once I'm done that, I'm going to do the same thing on the other brow. For my first time trying this pencil, I really liked it. It glides very easily. It's easy to use. So if you're looking for a good brow pencil, this might be a good one for you. It's like $18 to $20, but there's many dupes out there. If you guys know of any good ones, please let me know in the comments. I'm looking for one. I know the LA Girl Browy Wowie is the one I used to use. It's not as pigmented as this one, but it's like pretty similar. So I'm going to go in with my concealer to clean up her brows. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape in Tan Sand and I believe Deep. Yep, Deep. Those are the two shades I'm using to mix. If I were to go back and do her face again, I'd probably use probably a little less orange undertone concealer because Deep has a pretty orange undertone. I'd probably use like more so of a neutral undertone, but it still worked out. It came together at the end. So I'm just going to mix those two on her lid, and then I'm going to spread it out with my C469, which is my favorite concealer brush to use. So what I do is I really just put the concealers on there and then I mix it as I'm shaping her brows. Like as you can see in the video when I did on the other brow, I just kind of mixed it while I was on the eye. I don't really mix it beforehand or anything. So I'm just gonna go around the arch, add a little more lighter concealer. Gonna go around the bottom of her brow just to make it like really sharp. And this is not sped up. This is like the normal speed that I'm doing it at. I kind of can go faster now since I'm used to it, but if you're like just starting out, take your time. You don't have to go this fast. Arch out the eyebrows like very carefully because this part is the part that you need to get right. Like, you know, when you shape in the brows, it doesn't really matter if you get it right because you're going to use concealer, but this part is the part that really shapes them and makes them look how they're going to look when they're done. So I'm going to do the same thing on the top, but just take your time, go very slowly. Follow the shape of her brows. If you feel like you need to make them any thinner, this is the time to do that. I think I should add a little more darker concealer at the top, but it's okay. Oh, there we go. I'm adding a little more. But I think it's easier if you use a darker concealer around the top because it's easier to blend in with your foundation. So if you don't really like the halo effect, or it's hard for you to blend out the concealer around your brows, use a darker shade, a shade that's much closer to your skin tone. You do not have to use a shade this light. once I'm done patting out that concealer, I'm going to blend in between her eyebrows just to make them like that, what am I trying to say, gradient effect like I was saying before. I used the concealer that was in between the brows, like connecting them. So that's why I connect it, by the way, because a lot of people will be like, why do you connect it? I connect it because that way I can blend up that concealer and into the beginning of the eyebrow so it can transition a little bit better. So I'm just going to blend out a little bit more with that sponge. And this is the same concealer brush I was using in the last video, the Real Techniques brush that I use between the brows. It's a Real Techniques like crease brush or something. And now I'm done the brows. What do you guys think? Then on to the face, I'm going to use my Becca Evermatte Poreless Primer. I'm just going to rub it like on her T-zone, kind of like just under her eyes and on her nose. Then I'm moving on to foundation. I'm using Nars Caracas. I don't know how to say that. But in Macao. Nars Caracas in Macao. And I'm going to put it on her face. I'm using the Real Techniques Instapop cheek brush, I believe. And I'm just going to blend it out along her forehead. I usually put a darker foundation on the forehead. Just to like help that concealer blend a little bit better. I don't really like using like the shade of her skin tone on the forehead because that concealer is so light. You need something to balance it out. But I'm just going to mix those two and put them on the all over her face, blend it out with my Real Techniques brush, and I think I'm going to go over it with my beauty blender at the end. Mixing those same shades for the under eye and the highlighting areas, the concealer parts. I'm using Tan Sand and Deep, and I'm just going to put those on the areas you highlight. You typically highlight chin, above your lip, nose, under your eyes, and forehead. And then I'm just going to blend it out. This is a Shop Miss A sponge. I can leave the link in the bio if you guys want. I use these sponges on all my clients. I love how like bouncy they are, and they're not too expensive either. So good dupe for a beauty blender. So I'm going to go in with Sacha Buttercup. This is like the exact same look I do on myself whenever I do my makeup. Like even when I'm in a rush, if it's my birthday, if I'm going to a big event, this is always the typical look that I do every single time. And I can do this look in like 20-30 minutes if I'm rushing. But if I take my time, it'll probably take like 45 to an hour. But you can do this look like for an everyday look. Like if I do my makeup every day, I do this look. It's not hard at all. It's no eyeshadow. You just put foundation, concealer, do your brows, setting powder, contour, go. You know, it's nothing too hard. But I'm gonna swipe off that setting powder with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. These are the same like powders I use on all my clients. I use these powders or the Black Radiance powders. And I'm gonna dab a little bit of the powder, and then I'm gonna brush the setting powder off. I do this on all my clients because of the fact that I do not like that ashy look, and I feel like when I just dust it off without another powder, it looks ashy. So if you have that issue, try using face powder when dusting off your setting powder, and that might help. But this is, like I said, the same look I do on myself. I use those same shades too, dark and dark golden. I just brush it off. It's very quick, simple, easy, everyday, natural look. So when I'm doing contour, I always ask my clients to smile because it makes it a little bit easier with placement. So I'm using the Black Radiance contour palette. I don't believe I showed it, but I'm using light to medium, the light palette shade. And I'm going to go in with both of those shades actually, the contour and sculpt shade. And I'm just going to apply that on her cheeks. And like I said, it's much easier for placement if you ask your clients to smile. Even when I do my own makeup, I smile just so I know where to put that contour. I'm going to go along the top of her forehead as well, like her temples. And then I'm going to do the jawbone a little bit. And then I'm going to contour her nose. This is really hard to like explain nose contour, but I usually just take a flat brush like this and I go along the edge of her nose and just blend it out with that bigger brush. I'm going to use eyeliner now to do her eyes. I'm using Loreal Infallible Gel Liner, shade Blackest Black, and I always use the pencil that comes with. I clean them all, of course, so I have like a very big collection of them because I bought so many eyeliners. But I use the same eyeliner on all my clients. I use it on myself as well. This is the best eyeliner I've ever tried. Does not smudge, does not water, anything. I'm going to use my lashes. These are from the B collection on Instagram, Lucky Charm. These are the same lashes I use for all my soft beat and full face natural glam looks. So if you've gotten your makeup done by me before, you've had these lashes. I love these lashes. They're just perfect amount of wispy, perfect amount of dramatic. I love them so much. They drop tomorrow, July 28th, 2019. So if you'd like to get some, you can go to the B collection on Instagram. I'm using e.l.f. blush palette, the dark one. Yeah, the dark palette. It's a light one and a dark one. I'm using the dark one. And then I just sprayed her face. Now I'm going to use Morphe Mirage Highlighter. I don't like apply highlighter right after I spray the face. I let it dry first. I'm using the Desi x Katy Chasing the Sun highlighter as well. So I'll let the face dry a little bit and then I'll apply a little bit on the nose and then I'm going to apply it on the cheeks. Here, you guys, is just taking my blush brush again and I'm just going over where I placed that highlight just to make it all blend together with the contour, make it all one, make it like not so, you know, harsh. You want to make the face one whole transition. You don't want to see like placement of each color. Then I'm gonna go around her lips with a lip liner. I'm trying to think of the name. I believe it's maybe Nutmeg. I want to say it's like Nutmeg, like a darkish pinkish brown. And then I'm going to go over her lips with one MAC lipstick and then one Maybelline lipstick. You're going to see in a second the shades. Oh, and I meant to say the brand of the lip liner is NYX. It's the NYX Slim Lip Liner Pencil. spraying a clear hair store gloss. This is like, you know, the ones you buy at the checkout. They're not any specific brand. Like I said before, I don't use any specific brand. I'm just going to spray her face again. I'm using the Urban Decay setting spray. And then that was it. I was completely done her face. Tell me what you guys think. This is my everyday, natural, on-the-go glam look. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and leave me a comment for what you want to see more of. Thank you for watching. See you guys in the next one.